The Zephyrian High Command had gathered every species in their galactic alliance for what they called Operation Final Stand. The war room buzzed with nervous energy as holographic displays showed the massive creature that had single-handedly devastated 3-star systems in the past month. The Dracthol Prime, General Vextar announced, his 6 arms gesturing toward the towering beast on screen. Standing 40 meters tall with hide that deflects plasma cannons, claws that can slice through reinforced titanium, and a roar that, well, you've all seen the footage. Indeed, they had. The psychological warfare recordings showed entire battalions of hardened soldiers collapsing in terror at the creature's thunderous bellow. Some species warriors had gone catatonic. Others had fled their posts entirely. The Dracthol Prime's roar wasn't just sound. It carried subsonic frequencies that triggered primal fear responses across dozens of species. Our xenobiologists confirm it's an alpha predator from the Nexus System's death world, continued the general. Nothing in our combined arsenals has even scratched it. Kinetic weapons bounce off. Energy weapons are absorbed. Even our most potent neurotoxins have no effect. Commander Zilwak of the Aquarian Defense Corps raised a tentacle. What about evacuation protocols? Surely we can... It's heading directly for the core worlds, Vextar interrupted. Population centers with trillions of civilians. We have perhaps 72 standard hours before it reaches inhabited space. The room fell silent except for the nervous clicking of mandibles and the soft whoosh of various breathing apparatus. Representative after representative offered increasingly desperate suggestions, each shot down by cold tactical analysis. Then the door chimed. Vextar's voice brightened slightly. Our final consultation has arrived. The Terran representative. Marcus Chen walked in, looking remarkably unremarkable in his simple blue jumpsuit. He was average height for a human, with slightly messy black hair and the kind of easy smile that seemed permanently etched on his face. He carried a steaming cup of what appeared to be a brown liquid and a small rectangular device. Sorry I'm late, Marcus said, settling into the single human-sized chair they'd hastily installed. Had to finish my coffee. So what's the situation? The assembled aliens exchanged glances. Humans had only joined the galactic community 18 months ago, and their contribution to the war effort had been unusual. They seemed to approach every crisis with an almost disturbing level of calm. Vextar gestured to the display, the Dracthol Prime. It's wiped out everything we've sent against it. Marcus squinted at the hologram, taking a sip of his coffee. Big lizard dog thing. What's it done exactly? Killed approximately 40,000 soldiers across multiple engagements, replied Dr. Kethmar, the Alliance's chief strategist. Its roar alone has incapacitated entire divisions. Can I hear it? Marcus asked, pulling out his rectangular device. Hear what? The roar. I mean, if it's that scary, I'm curious. The aliens looked at each other uncertainly. Finally, Vexistar activated the audio recording from the last encounter. The sound that filled the chamber was indeed terrifying. A bone-deep primal bellow that seemed to reach into the hindbrain and activate every fear response evolution had programmed into sentient beings. Around the room, several representatives visibly cringed. A few actually took steps backward. Marcus tilted his head, listening intently. When it finished, he was quiet for a moment. That's it? He asked. What do you mean, that's it? Stammered Vextar. I mean, it sounds like my buddy's mastiff when someone rings the doorbell. Actually, hang on. Marcus fiddled with his device for a moment, then played another sound. The recording was clearly from Earth. A deep, resonant barking that was remarkably similar to the Dracthol Prime's roar, just at a different pitch and duration. See? Rex does that every morning at 6 a.m. Anyway, what else has this thing done? Dr. Kethmar scrolled through her notes with trembling hands. Physical destruction of military installations, resistance to all known weapons, and... Right, but has it actually eaten anyone? Or destroyed civilian areas? Well, no. It seems to only engage military targets, and analysis of the remains suggests it doesn't consume. Oh! Marcus's face lit up. It's territorial. Poor guy's probably just scared and defending himself. Look at this footage. See how it retreats after each encounter? It's not hunting. It's trying to get away from you. The room erupted in protests. Representative Dorthak's translator was working overtime. Scared? This beast has demolished our finest. Yeah, because you keep shooting at it, Marcus interrupted, standing up. Look, I deal with animal control back on Earth. This is classic defensive behavior. The roaring, the destruction only when cornered, the retreat pattern. This guy doesn't want to fight. He wants to go home. Even if that were true, Vextar said slowly, how do you propose we communicate with an apex predator? Marcus drained his coffee cup. Same way I communicate with every scared animal. Carefully, with respect, and usually with snacks. What's this thing's natural diet? An hour later, the assembled representatives watched their displays in stunned silence. The human transport ship Gentle Approach was broadcasting on all channels as it approached the Drakthul Prime's last known position. This is Marcus Chen to a big scary lizard friend. I'm coming in real slow, okay? Got some food for you. The Drakthul Prime emerged from behind a shattered moon, its massive head turning toward the tiny human vessel. The Alliance fleet maintained a respectful distance as Marcus had requested, though every weapon system was trained on the creature. Okay, buddy, I'm going to come out now. Don't eat me, all right? Marcus's small shuttle detached from the transport, loaded with what he'd calculated might appeal to the creature based on its presumed evolutionary background. As he approached, the Drakthul Prime raised its head and let out another earth-shaking roar. On every Alliance ship, crews braced for the human to flee in terror. Instead, Marcus's voice came over the comm, delighted. Oh, you're just a big talker, aren't you? Yes, you are. What a good boy. The shuttle extended mechanical arms that began distributing large chunks of processed protein. The Drakthul Prime sniffed suspiciously, then began to eat. That's it, there you go. Nobody's going to hurt you, big guy. As they watched in amazement, Marcus actually exited his shuttle in a protective suit and approached the massive creature on foot. The Drakthul Prime lowered its enormous head, and Marcus impossibly reached out and scratched it behind what appeared to be an ear ridge. The creature's roar this time was different, softer, almost content. You just wanted some attention, didn't you? Marcus's voice carried clearly over the comm. And probably to get back to your territory. I bet these metal things have been scaring you, haven't they? 3 hours later, the Drakthul Prime was following Marcus's ship peacefully toward the outer rim, where long-range scans had identified what appeared to be its home territory, a region previously assumed to be uninhabitable. So, Marcus said over the fleet-wide channel as they traveled, turns out he's got a name. Well, not exactly a name, but his species has this subsonic signature thing. Best I can translate it is rumbles. He's actually pretty friendly once you get past the scary roaring. Bit lonely, I think. Might want to set up some kind of communication protocol so this doesn't happen again. Back in the war room, General Vextar was reviewing the psychological profiles of humans that intelligence had provided. High pain tolerance, unusual risk assessment, tendency to form social bonds with other species, and something the report called an inexplicable urge to pet dangerous animals. He made a note to request human liaisons for all future first contact scenarios. After all, if humanity could turn the galaxy's most feared apex predator into something they called cute and wanted to scratch behind the ears, perhaps they were exactly the kind of allies the galaxy needed.